Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Scrap and I will start today with my new project. And for this I will use here these Velvet Dreams from Craft O'Clock. And I found another paper collection that measures perfectly to this one. So I have more different styles of papers. And this is from Zoju Desighns, Waiting for a Letter. And these papers are perfectly here matching with the other one. So this will be the two paper collections we will work with. And I have some other papers. These are for writing letters. This is a gray one. I use this for picture mats, and I have also here this brown one, and I have this one in violet. Matches also perfectly with the paper collection. So this tutorial will be a little bit different to the tutorials I do normally. And the reason why is that this tutorial will based on one from Rosa Kelly, and I have the cutting guide for this interactive lap book. I bought this on her website. I am a person who loves fair play, so I asked Rosa for her permission that I can use this one. What I did not do is I won't give you not any measurements because I bought this one from her and she had a free tutorial, and you get from me the link to this cutting guide and you get from me the link to the tutorials. She made a lot of effort here in this one, so it's not fair to give you all the measurements, and she had all the work with this. The only measurements you get from me is everything I have changed. I did not all of the same here from this cutting guide. I have some changes, and for this you will get from me the cutting guide, the measurements and the scorings. What I also use is I have here from Paper Phenomenon also a cutting guide, and she had a copyright on this one. And this is the same. I will use two of these one sheet photo mats, and for this I can give you also not the measurements. There is also a tutorial for these two photo mats I used. You will get from me the style number and the link to the tutorial and to these photo mats. So then I think we can start. And I am a little bit nervous because I am starting with the cover. I am a person who put everything on his pages and they will grow and grow and go fatter and fatter. So I normally did first all my pages and then put all on top of each other, and I measure the stack, how high this is, and then I know how wide my spine has to be. But in this case I do this like Rosa did this, so I have to behave myself, not to do too much on all of the pages. So that means we will start with the cover. I have cut my chipboard pieces. There is one different measurement to her measurements, and I put also 3 sheets aside that I will use for my cover. this will be the back side, this will be the left side from the cover, and this will be the right side. So this, I will put this aside. I have also here 2 strips of Tyvek because the paper that I will use to wrap in my cover is not so thick. So I will give my spine, the banding for the spine, a little bit more strength. So I also prepared here all my chipboard pieces with some double-sided tape on the background. And what I changed is the right side of the cover, and this is a little bit bigger. And this will have the measurement 8 by 9 3/4. This is a lapbook style, and this will be an 8" by 10". So I also prepared my long paper for the cover, and I will start here on the left side with the first piece, with this one. This is the closure, and I will see, yeah, first I have to glue on here my first Tyvek. I try to measure where I have to glue this. I think here is good. I need a pencil. So this is an 11 by 4". I think this was a 4". No, it's a 3 3/4. So it is wide enough and long enough that I can glue this here first on my papers before I start glue down my first piece here from the cover. And I think I will use glue, liquid glue, no tape. I'm a little bit afraid that the tape will, yeah, get some crackings. I don't know. This piece will not move because when all the pieces are glued down, this stuck. So, first piece. So, then I will start with the left side. Why I start with the left side? Because my piece is so long that I have to connect 2 of them, and I will have here these bending line, this connecting line on the back side of my cover. Not on the front. I will have this on the back side. Okay, then I would start. I have here a guideline that I am straight, hopefully. Number 1. Then my little tool and the first spine piece. And the next one. This is the big one. This is an 8 by 10. So this was not good. I had to, yeah. This is not good because we have to make our tie back here under, but I can fix this. Tie back, tie back. Concentration, please. I can fix this. This is not that problem. So this is good enough. So next spine piece. Where's my tool? This is still enough. This is not so necessary that this has all the same space left and right. So. And the last one. And then I can cut this shorter. I always have about, I am not straight, I see I am not straight, about the width of my ruler. So next step, as always, I put some double-sided tape here around and also here on my chipboard pieces. this will be our cover. There will be a nice closure, a special closure, and this is a 1/4 inch shorter than the back side, that this is here nicely at the end, and nothing is here interfering in this edge. So, okay, we have to place 2 magnets to help my closure a little bit to stay, and then we can start to build here the inside. So before we can go to the inside, I have to decorate the outside. This is because of the closure I will make. We have to do here an incision for the mechanism for the closure, and this is with a brad here through our right side of the cover. So we have to decorate first, then we have to do the closure, and then I can go inside with building up the pages. So that means I will place here some magnets to help my cover staying nicely closed. So we have to make sure that we are really straight. Starting with the first magnet. So this looks good. And then the other side. So I will secure this with some double-sided tape. Okay, and then let's decorate the outside. I'm starting with the bigger piece with the right flap, and for this I will use this image. I will have here these pretty image with the owl, and here all the roses and the clock on the right side upper corner, and this is an 8-inch, so I will cut this in the heights in a 7 3/4. And this is a 9 3/4. Yeah, this is with my gusset about a 10-inch, so I will cut this at, let me cut this at 9 3/4. Now I will see how does this fits. Yeah, this is nicely. Okay. And I will ink my edges and putting some double-sided tape around on the back side. This looks nice. For this piece I have this one, so I will cut here again. First let me cut, this is a 4-inch, a 3 3/4 strip. By 7 3/4. This is for here. Just a second, I had made here a mark. Should I cut this first? I think I will first do here these incision cut. My closure, let me close this again. My closure will be, yeah, I made here, this is here a piece like this. I don't know how to call this. This is with some bling bling stones. I think this is for some closures to sew on, I'm not sure. And a ring here from these brad. I made here this with some wire and here these super glue, a kind of a ring like this. And this will be the closure, and the closure itself is this one. This one goes later on here through that ring and holds the cover closed. And for this I had to make here these incision, and then I will make here this with a brad and secure this on my right side from the cover. Where is my ruler? There. And this incision has to be at least a 1/2 inch in the width and a 3/4, at least a 3/4 in the length. So this is the middle by 2 inch and 4 inch. And what I will do, I'm not very satisfied here with this paper I used. I will make a hole, at least 2 holes. What did I say? I said a 3/4. This is the middle. So then I have to make 2 holes. One is here and one is here. This is the mark where I have to cut. So one and 2. So let me cut this off. So then I can decorate here the outside. So on the inside we have to do another decoration, and I think I will use here this part, and this was a 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. So then we will put this on here. So we will make here a hole. Then I have here this red. So I think this is good. And then this will go inside of here. This stick I made by myself, and we will do another one together. I think I have to do here a little bit of some hot glue under. So let me secure this with a little bit of hot glue. So, and this will be the closure. And here we will have a nice decoration with some roses. And here we will do also some roses to cover up here these edge. And I will decorate now the back side with this one here. And this will go on my spines, and then we can go to the inside and build up all our pages. Let us start with level 1, with step number 1. Step number 1 is the same as in Rosa's tutorial. We have here 2 score lines, and we will fold this. So, step number 2, I have to see what I have to do. Step number 2 is this one. This is also the same as Rosa did. We have 2 doors with a bigger gap, and we have to glue this here, left and right, on top of our step 1 piece. So if you need any measurements, please go to Rosa's website and look for the cutting guide from the lab book, or you can go to her original tutorial. I will link everything in the description box. You don't get these measurements from me because I want to be fair to Rosa, because she did the most of the work with making the cutting guide, making all the pictures. So I don't want to do this like the other tutorials that you are used of from me. So this goes on here. Make sure that you don't interfere in your fold lines. So this was level 1, step number 2. So step 3 from Rosa's tutorial is the closure for these step number 2. For this we have here 2 pieces with 2 score lines, and we have to glue this on top of these 2 pieces. I will cut my corners. We have to glue these 2 pieces here on the inside edges from the left and the right door. So I am starting with 1 hinge. Make sure that you have here this nice on the edge. And I glue the first side down, and then the other side. And this will be a belly band. A belly band for the closure. And we will glue mostly of all the black cardstock pieces first together before we start with the decoration. So then the other side. So this is good. So and now we have here these 2 belly bands, and this will be the closure. And for the closure we will do here step number 3. This is a booklet closure, and we have 2 pieces of paper, one with a hinge and one without. So, and now I have to decide, will I put this inside or behind? I think I will glue this inside. So we will connect these 2 pieces together. As a booklet. So this is the closure, and this will go on here and will hold these whole level number 1 closed. The next step is step number 4 for the inside. And this will be different. This will be a different step as in the original tutorial. In the original tutorial, Rosa did a kind of a pull-out waterfall, and I will do this different. I will do here 3 flippable pocket frames with some with a see-through. So, and for this I have different papers, and for this I will give you the measurements. This will be my picture mats for these 3 pockets. This is a small, a medium and a big one. It will look like this. So, something like this. And this will be flippable. So. Let us start with the small picture mat with the small frame, and this is for a 3 by 5 1/8 picture. This is a typical European or German picture size. So I live in Germany, so I did the typical picture sizes for Germany, not for the US. So if you want to have a 4 by 6, you have to make these a little larger. For the smallest picture, we need a piece of paper that measures 10.5 by 7 7/8. The 10.5 will be later on trimmed a little bit down, that we have the perfect measurement or the perfect fit when we later fold this. So we will start with the 7 7/8. We score this on one side at a 1/2 inch and at 3 1/4. Then I turn this and I make on the other side only a 1/2 inch hinge. On the 10.5, we will score at a 1/2 inch and at 5.5. So this is the scoring. Let me fold this. And like I said, we have to trim later this a little bit more down, that we have no overhang. So this we have to fold also, and this will be glued down here together. But first we have to do here a frame. This will be the next step. For the frame, I am a lazy girl at the moment. I have here these dies. So for the smallest one I have here this. This is a 3 1/4, about a little bit more, 3 3/8 by about a 4 7/8 frame inside. So I will eyeball this. Measurements are okay, so I will eyeball this. I will run this to my Sizzix. So this will be our frame, and we have to cut. So the side with the hinge on the short side will be the one where we will glue together these frame. So I will cut off here these little edge. I will also cut from this long side with only one score line in the middle, again here, these little edge, and also on here. This will be later the side where we can slide in our picture frame, or picture mat, sorry. On the other side, the hinge on the top, we have to cut from this piece one score line here, one piece, these 1/2 inch, we have to cut this off. The other one, the smaller one, we will keep. So I will cut this here in an angle and then I cut this score line off. Like this. And on here we have to cut also here this in an angle. And then it looks like this. Here, this will be the hinge to glue these pieces on our book. Here I have to cut this straight and snip off a little bit. This is later to close these frame on the left side. So then let me fold here all my fold lines. Trim this piece as slightly, really a slightly off, that there will be no overhang. This is enough on my piece. So we need here, of course, some clear sheets. For this, I love to use some overhead foils. They are really thin, they are clear, they give not so much bulk. So, and you get plenty of these pieces for a good price, and they have these beautiful thin papers you can use if you are a junk journaler. You can use this for junk journaling. So I keep this. Who knows what I can do? So. Then I will make here 2 pieces in the perfect size. We need 2 of them. So this goes here on the inside. So these are our clear sheets, and these 2 flaps we will glue here inside of the frame, and that will help us to interfere with this clear sheet, and it makes the side where we will slide in and out the picture mat a little bit more sturdy. Like this. And now we have here this really small hinge. This is a 1/4 inch. This will be glued on here, and this hinge on the inside. And with this we will close the frame. And this will be our first frame. So for this I have a picture mat. Just a quick check. I have to trim this a little bit more down. This is a piece of paper that measures 6.5 by 4 7/8. I will trim this at the 4 7/8, a slightly smaller. This goes inside of here. There will be a nice paper as a decoration on, and of course we will round our corners. Then it will be easier. Let me do the big size. With a nice pull out. And then we can go to the next size. This will be for this one, and this is about a 4 by 6 picture in US size, and for the European or German size 10 by 15 centimeters. And for this we can keep maybe for some picture mats. For this I have this one. This is a full A4 size papers with 8 1/4 in the heights, and this is about an 11 5/8. Yeah, about 11 5/8, and we will trim this also a little bit more down at the end, and this will be the frame for my window, and this is a 3 3/4 by 5 and between a 5 1/4 and a 5 3/8. So we have to score here, and I hope I have the perfect measurement. I did not try this up front. We will do here on the long side a 1/2 inch hinge at a 1/2 inch, and we have to score this at 5 3/4. This is here. Then we will turn this to the short side. On one side we will score only these 1/2 inch, and on the other side we will score a 1/2 inch and at 3/4. And we will do exactly the same as we did on the other one. I will cut here this corner. The 3/4 has to be straight, so I cut here these score line off, and the 1/2 inch in a little angle. Here we have to trim off this edge. I will fold this in the middle, trim off here this 1/2 inch hinge, and on here I will cut off to the second score line, to the inner score line. So this we have to cut off the 1/2 inch. A 1/4 inch we will keep, for the closure to close here our frame. Here I make a cut, and on this one I cut off the score line. Here I will wait because we have to trim this down. So, and as you see, this is too long. I fold here my hinge on the short side. Then I will make here a pencil mark. And here I have to cut, and I cut off the pencil mark. Then I have the perfect measurement. There is my pencil mark. So then I can cut here my corners. And now we have to trim. So let me remove my pencil marks. And now we have to do here this frame. And again, I will eyeball this. So this again I will keep for maybe some picture mats. And we have to do here the same. We have to do here these two clear sheets and then glue everything together. So the second one, and I have for this picture mat, we have to trim this also down. This is a 6 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we have to trim this in the perfect size. A little bit more down. I will round my corners. So this goes inside of here. And we can go to the last one. For this I have two different sizes of papers. I have one that is 7 5/8 by 9 1/4, and we have to score at the 7 5/8 at a 1/2 inch, and at the 9 1/4 at a 1/2 inch and at 3/4. And this one we have to score. This is the 7 5/8 by 9. We have to score this at the 5/8 at a 1/2 inch, and at the 9 inch we have to score this a 1/2 inch on two sides. So I hope this is correct. We will see. This is the frame. So at the 9-inch piece by 7 5/8, we score this at a 1/2 inch, and on the 9-inch we will score this at a 1/2 inch both sides. I hope I am right. We will see. I'm not sure if I don't mess up my sides. So here I have to score at the 7 5/8 at a 1/2 inch, and on here I have to score a 1/2 inch, a 3/4, and I have to score on the other side. Yeah, looks good so far. Here we have also to score a 1/2 inch. So let me fold my fold lines. So this is the 1/2 inch to glue this in the book. This will be the 1/2 inch for, I'm not sure that I have the perfect measurement. I have to check this. Ah, this is too big. This is too big. This is too big. We have to cut this smaller. We need here a 3/4 inch. This is good. And we need here a 3/4 inch. So I have to cut this. Yeah. A 1/2 inch, a good 1/2 inch, a little bit more than a 1/2 inch smaller. So a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. How does this looks? I think this looks good, or better. 3/4 and nope, still a little bit off. I will give you the measurements when I have a good fit. This looks good. So this one has to be a 6 7/8. Let me correct this. A 6 7/8. Yeah. So then we have to do this here the same. 6 7/8. Yeah. In the width, this has to be not a 7 5/8. This has to be a 6 7/8. So be aware this to cut smaller. So then I can cut here also my edges. And then we have to make our frame here on the two pieces. I stuck them together on top of each other. So again, I will eyeball this. So I hope this will be fitting. Whew. It's fitting just. So I have to fold here my hinges, my 1/2" hinges, otherwise this will be not fitting in my Sizzix. This is really almost. It's fitting almost. Oh, I think I don't told you the measurements of my frame. This size is a 4 and about a 5", just a little bit smaller than a 5", and a 6½. This I will keep. And now we have to make our clear sheet inside. Now we have to see. This is the hinge where we put this on. We have here a 1/2" to connect these two pieces together. And what we also need is to see that we glue down here the correct flap, the correct hinge here on our clear sheet. And if you can see, we have one hinge here on the bottom, and the other one has to be also on the bottom. So then I will glue this here like this. And I think I will cut my other one here also shorter. The other hinges were also only a 1/4 inch, so I will do this here the same. So this is my 1/4 inch hinge, this is a 1/2 inch. So, and now we have to connect these two pieces together. I will put here on one hinge my glue, and fingers crossed that this is really a perfect fit. Really fingers crossed. Yeah, this is okay. Thank God it's okay. And then I can close here my pocket, putting the glue on the other 1/2 inch and here on my 1/4 inch. And this is the frame for my bigger picture. And the picture mat for the inside here is an 8 inch by 6 1/4, and this looks almost fine. So I will round the corners. And this goes inside of here, and this is, we have to trim this a little bit more down, but this I will do later. So, and this is the 3rd picture frame, and these 3 frames will go here inside of our flap, but I have to see. So I think I have to start with the smallest, and I don't want to do this all the way through my fold line. I think I will leave about a 1/8 space to the top to my first inner score line, and I will glue this on the left side. So about 1/8, stay away from your fold line here, also a few millimeters. This is number 1. And I think the next one will be the bigger one. I will glue down also about a 1/8 from my bottom. Try to be straight, stay away from your fold lines. And this one, no, this was not correct. Ooh. We have to glue this first before we can go to the other one. If this is here inside, how does this look? Let me measure. This is about 1 inch and this is 1.5. If this sits here, this is 1 inch and 1.25. So let me put here this 1.25. 1.25, yeah. So I will glue this one, the middle, at 1.25 more down as my small frame. So I have to do this here. Line this up, and then I can put here the last one, the biggest one. I will eyeball again here a 1/8 and I glue this down. Try to be straight. So, and how does this look? I think this looks nice. This will be everything nicely closed here with our closure. So we have to do another step. We have to do another step on the inside here. This will be step number 5, and I do this again a little different. This will be some inside flaps here, left and right. And this we have to glue on the outside. So for this, I have here, let me turn this. I have here 2 pieces of paper that measures 8 inch by 9.5, and we scored this at the 9.5 by a 1/2 inch by 3/4 by 5 inch and 5.25. These 2 pieces. We need for here 2 pockets that measures 5 3/4 by 3.5, 2 pieces, and we scored this on 3 sides at a 1/2 inch and at 3/4, so we have a little bit more of a deeper pocket. First I will fold all my score lines. So this is good, yeah. So this is also nice. The pocket. For the pocket we have to cut off here these 2 corners, and we cut off the score lines. So let me fold my fold lines. And then I will make here a pocket, and I think I have told you the trick how I do my pockets with some depth. This is too big. So I need my smaller cards. So I will see that I get a stack of some of these cards in the heights I need. So, and then I can make here a perfect angle. So and I love to glue down first my hinges before I glue this on my page. So same on here. Nice edge. Number 1. and number 2. Don't move. So, pocket number 2. So this is on here, and if I glue this on here, then this will be secured with these hinge and these flap. Yeah. So I will glue down these 2 pockets here on the inside of these 2 flaps with, I have to think this is on this side. Yeah. I have to be aware that I don't glue this upside down. So then I will put here the glue on my hinges. And I will glue the pocket here nicely between my fold lines without to interfere. But this looks good. So pocket number 1, pocket number 2, this is the right side. We flip this to here, then it has to be on this side. And these 2 flaps goes here on my 2 flaps on the right side on here. So make sure that you are nicely straight. So number 1 and the other side. I hope you can follow me. It's a little bit, difficult for me to teach or to show, not to teach, to show you a tutorial from someone else. This is not so easy, but I think we can manage this. And for the construction, you can always go to Rosa Kelly if you cannot follow me. So this is for here, but we need something that closes down here these 2 flaps, and for this we have here these 2 pieces that measures 5¼ by 8" and we have to score at the 5¼ at a 1/2 inch and at 3/4, and this goes on the inside fold line for here, like this, and there we will make a magnetic closure, and everything holds down perfectly, I hope. And then we are ready with level number 1, and we can glue this inside of our book. Looks good. The pocket could be a slightly smaller. It interferes to my fold lines, but yeah, it's okay. Everything will be hold nicely, but we have to put some design paper on, and this gives a little bit more it's too late. I had to rip off here my pocket, but it's okay. I will leave this. So then I need some magnets. So I have to make sure that I have, my sides here nicely standing up, left and right. Then I will place the mate. So let me secure this with some double-sided tape. And the other side, we do the same. This is the last flap for here, and we will placing the magnets. and everything will be closed here with these booklet. And this is the first level, and this we have to glue in our cover. I think I will do a combination with glue and double-sided tape, putting the double-sided tape in the middle. So, and this will be glued down on here. We have left and right about a 1/4 inch, I guess, space, 1/4 inch, and yeah, 1/4 inch. So then I will make a mark here at a 1/4 inch that I know where I have to start with my level 1, 1/4 inch and 1/4. Okay. Then I will remove my back side, putting a good amount of glue. And I will glue this on the top. This looks good. It looks straight. This is step 1 so far, and we have still enough space to build up here the inside and to build up step number 2. Okay.